The Greendale Milking Company are creating large, completely new dairy farms in the Belgorod region south of Moscow in Russia. The aim is to milk around 3,000 cows per farm in total confinement US-style units. The sheds on this first farm we visited are large corrugated steel frames sheeted right down to the ground at each end with roll-up plastic netting on the sides. Inside are normal cubicles with mats and feed passages. The area where the cows stand to eat are scraped down to a channel which flows to large plastic-lined open slurry tanks. Construction is state subsidised and is completed to a high standard. We walk from shed to shed. Each shed houses designated stock group, whether that is dry cows, milking cows or young stock. This second shed is for cows that are being inseminated, so it has head bales at the feed face instead of a single bar to allow the farm staff carry out AI when the cows are eating. The diet is mainly maize silage, grass silage and lucerne forages, balanced with homegrown proteins such as soya and rapeseed. Milk is collected daily from the farm and is sold to Parmala, Danone, Hochland, Rushland, mainly for making fresh dairy products such as drinking milk and yogurts. The milking parlour is a 24-unit Delaval herringbone with swing-over arms and rapid exit. On this farm, milking was taking up to 6 hours with 3 operators in the pit and automatic cluster removers. Labour is relatively cheap, with farm workers typically earning €500 per month or $6,000 per year. As well as farm workers, given the scale of the business, there are office and administration staff associated with each farm checking figures, plans and performance. Milk yield was 23 litres at 3.6% fat and 3.23% protein at 120 SCC and 50 TBC. When I visited, milk was 18.5 rubles per litre or 40 cents per litre, and which was described as very good relative to some years. While cows started milking on this farm in January 2012, over 2 years ago, the construction is still being completed. In the yards adjoining the sheds, round bales of straw, hay and lucerne are stacked up, some of them covered with plastic sheeting. Right beside these are the covered maize and grass silage pits that are covered down well with plastic and heavy sheeting. A self-filling feeder collects the forage from the pits and is driven into the sheds. There is a designated shed for storing all feed, nuts and other feeds. The dried feeds are delivered to the feed shed and stored in feed bunkers. A small skid steer loader collects the feed in the shed and into the feeder. Calves are housed and fed in small single hutches arranged in rows in yards adjacent to the sheds. They stay in the hutches for 6 to 8 weeks and are fed whole milk, meal and have access to hay and water. Our final stop on the farm visit was to the large plastic-lined slurry tanks, which store all the slurry produced in the farm. Some slurry is dried and used for cubicle bedding, while most is spread on adjoining fields to replace lost nutrients.